Well, it's a country Saturday night with the Yanki and the Brit, and our special guest tonight would be Steve, the Hickstick Hickman.
Oh,
check him out.
What a plugger he is.
I'm telling you, he's in the crowd already. He just can't wait to hear himself on the radio.
Oh, look who's there. Mr. and Mrs. Dave.
Well, looky there.
In the chat.
Two of the most beautiful people in the world.
And...
I just made that up.
I know you did. I mean, Mrs. Dave's all right, isn't she? But I'm not
she's
sure
great.
about Dave. You know, he's a bit weird, isn't he, that one?
And John Chico, hello.
Yes, Mr. Chico.
Bonvenuto.
Oh.
Is that the right word?
What?
Bonvenuto? I don't know. I don't know that stuff. But I try.
We have a prank call to make before Steve comes on. This
Are
woman...
you going to try to do that?
I think we should. Do you think? I have no idea what we're going to say to her, but I'm sure we'll think of something. This woman, right, we went to IHOP for breakfast, and the lady that was taking our order, she said, I'd just like to ask you something personal. I was like, okay. And Randy's like, what? And she was like, you know, girl talk. And you know me about women. Ugh, fuck that girl talk. Anyway, she was there writing something. I was there thinking, shouldn't you be taking my order for breakfast? And she carried on writing. So she actually wrote on a piece of paper, custom fit bras. And she says, I've had this bra for 4 years. And the piece of paper says, custom fit bras. It's telephone number, Julie, and it says free fitting. So I think we should call this lady up. What do you think, husband?
I guess if you want to get me involved, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Of course I'm going to get you involved. I have no idea.
I can't believe this fucking broad had the balls to fucking come up to the table and try to sell a bra. Especially one that's 4 years old.
I know, the
probably
woman's been wearing it
and
for
stains
4 years and she hasn't even washed it.
It's probably got pit stains and milk stains all over it and God knows what else. Some friggin' truck stop buffalo probably banged her.
And if she's anything like Big Tits over here, you know, she's most likely to have dribbled off of a breakfast and had all her bacon in her bra. And she's not washed it.
And she was a friggin' Helga-looking thing anyway. Ugh. Mrs. Ballbreaker, that's who she made me think of. It was terrible, Steve. Jesus Christ, we go for breakfast and get bombarded with ignorance.
Michelle Kellison said, because I wrote earlier that we might be making a prank call this evening, she said, I hope it's me because I'm bored and need a little bit of excitement in my life.
Oh, Michelle?
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for, Michelle Kellison.
Well, you never know what the hell I might pull.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Robert Brown.
What did you just say? You never know what I might pull. I think we know what you might pull, husband.
You're a disgusting little loaf. Yes, well, let's do it if we're going to do it.
What, you think we should call this lady now?
Do it. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm about sick and tired of fucking going places and have somebody interrupt. Like last night with the lady with the broom and the dust cloud. Jesus Christ, you just can't go anywhere. Nothing is sacred. Nothing. Can't sit and have a peaceful meal with your wife. Can't just chit-chat and listen to the music and look outside the windows at the beautiful view. It's always some crap. Fucking people.
All right, then. Let's do this.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Yes, fuck yeah, I'm bashing this bitch.
Well, let me speak first.
No, let me just do it.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Thank you for calling 417-437-0640. If you're calling about mobile herbals, you've got the right number, and I'll be getting back with you as soon as I can. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello? Is this Julie? This is Mrs. Love. I was calling about that 4-year-old bra you have. I'd like to have a look at it and come for a personal fitting.
It's free fitting, isn't it?
I hope your hands are big enough to handle them. They're double easy. Easy as in easy for you to grasp.
I do hope that these big bastards are going to fit inside one of your bras. Now, I do believe you've been wearing this bra every day for 4 years. Now, what do you do with all the bacon bits that fall in there when you've been eating your breakfast?
And what about the stains? Are those stains original stains, or did you add those for looks?
And don't you dribble ketchup down there? I mean, what happens with this bra?
4 years you've been wearing the same bra, and now you want to sell it? What kind of ignorance is that? Please call me back. I'd love to have a free-fitting feel.
Oh, yes, come and put your hands inside my bra.
Message erased. At the tone, please re-record your message. At the end of your message,
okay, we get a
press
chance
1.
to do this again.
Hello? This is Mrs. Love. I'd like to come in for a free feel. I mean a free fitting. You have a 4-year-old bra I'd like to try on. And I'd like to see if the stains are appropriate for the size of my nibbles. Thank you, love. Please return my call when you can. Bye-bye.
All right. Done. You gonna be all right? Fucking annoying fucking people.
I've got a dirty bra I want to tell you.
Didn't say anything about new ones.
I've been this bra on for 4 years. Would you like to buy it? Of course, absolutely.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Michelle Kellison, but I'm sure you're not quite as excited as that call.
Oh, it's Tammany and all things Southern. All things Southern and Tammany with the Yankee and Brit and the RTM radio network. Now this guy is...
Stop. Tammany is going to be coming on the show with us, by the way, on the 1st of July.
Oh, well.
Tammany Dove. We're also selling her shirts if you would like one. She's got some awesome music out there.
Yes, and we got a new design for them that we'll have done Monday, and you can check that out if you're interested.
Wait.
All right, then. Now, like I was saying before I was interrupted again, this guy's joining us here at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, that plonker, Steve Hickman.
Oh, he is too
my
at that.
Gosh!
It's a lot left in the tank. By Steve Hickman with the Yankee and the Brit.
You ain't gonna find me on the side of the road. Hell, I got a long way to go, but I got it in me. You know my mama built me like an old Scottsdale, rusted heap of metal, but I still give it hell. Ain't no quitting me. Baby, I roll on, damn near run the treads right up off of these tires. Hope I make Nashville before my time expires. Got my foot on the gas, I ain't letting up. I ain't as junkyard bound as one might think. I got a whole lot of gas left in the tank. Of course I broke down a time or two, blew my head gaskets, blown many a fuse, fixed myself up and get back on the road. I've been to impound, seen many a Brit, abused Cadillacs and outrun Corvettes, had my own special way of turning heads. Well, I lost control and wound up in the drain, but I got a whole lot of gas left in the tank. It may look like I'm over the hill, but I'm just getting broken. I may look like I'm slow to boot, but I'm just closing in. Yeah, it's true, I've been around the horn, braved the tide and nearly sank. The gauge might read empty, but I got a lot left in the tank. Hell, we just getting wound up. Yeah, my engine just might be worn in, but it still likes to roar now and then. Just when you think I'm done, well, I find my second wind. Then there I go, off like a bullet, set the road on fire and let the nightfall cool it. Well, I may never win best in show, but my motor still cranks. I still got a lot of gas left in the tank. It may look like I'm over the hill, but I'm just getting broken. It may look like I'm slow to boot, but I'm still closing in. Yes, it's true, I've been around the horn. I braved the tide and nearly sank. The gauge might read empty, but I got a lot left in the tank. I said the gauge might read empty, but I got a lot left in the tank.
Oh, I love that guy. Yanki and the Brit, country Saturday night. Steve Dick Hickman going to be joining us here at 8 o'clock. In the meantime, we have a request for a Steve Hickman tune, which is a very cool, wicked, badass, says-it-all kind of tune for Mr. Rod. And I do agree, this is a great tune.
And don't forget, we have to play our favourite one as well. You know, the one
course.
that has to be played a few times in the truck. Of
course. But I'm trying to work through the other ones that people don't hear a lot of. And I'm saving the good one for last before he comes on the show. That way I'll be in a good mood.
Steve says he's proud of that song, and he should be proud of that song. It's just a beautiful song. I Want to Be That Man.
That's a hell of a tune, man, I'm telling
beautiful
you.
Song.
I finally about got it memorized, too, now, so good to sing along with that one, too. But it's a great tune. Here it is. I Want to Be That Man, and Steve Hickman with Donna and Randy on the RTM Radio Network. You know, there's times I used to say the same thing. Really wish I could have been a man like that at times. It didn't work out that way. I am who I am. Very good tune, man. I love it. That's my number 2 favorite Steve Hickman song. Of course, number 1 is Southern Nights, because that's just the kind of guy I am. But, great tune.
No, there's that other one that I like. Is it
But
called?
we didn't ask you. Nobody was talking to you.
Is it called Long Shot?
Don't you give me that.
I think it might be called Long Shot.
It might be. It's possible. Well, while you're looking at that, let me play Robert's tune over here. Brad Paisley, and She's Everything.
That's
by
the
request,
one, look.
With Yankee and the Brit.
Hello? Hello?
I am returning your call.
Yes, I wanted to know. I wanted to know about your bras, your over-the-shoulder boulder holders.
Really?
Yes. Is that free fitting that you tell me about? How exactly do you fit these tits in a bra?
Well, I don't actually do it. You would. I just measure you and go from there as far as the size you need to try.
So who exactly fits these tits in a bra?
Okay, well, if you don't want to have a fitting, we can end the conversation.
No, I just wanted to know who fits these tits in a bra. If you said you just measure me, who fits the tits? I mean, is her hands going to be in this bra for 4 years like your bra?
Well, it depends on whether you like it, whether you'd buy it, whether you'd have it for 4 years.
And you've been wearing yours for 4 years. Have you even washed it, dear?
All right, well, you have a good night, hon.
Can you believe halfway through the call, halfway through the song, that lady called back, the one that dumped her telephone number on my table in IHOP. We called her up earlier and we got the answer machine.
Yankee and the Brit. That's us. Thanks to the wife, of course, over there.
Yeah, for you guys that weren't here earlier, you probably want to listen to the start of the show. That's the lady that came up to us in IHOP this morning, and she was she was writing down her order, and she was like, "Can I have a quick word?" And she wanted to tell me about these bras. Can you believe she was talking about bras for big tits? She slapped her phone number on the table, and I was like, "Oh, we are going to have to prank call her later." And she just called back during that Brad Paisley song.
Maybe she won't be leaving notes at people's tables again and
Yes,
approaching
that
somebody's wife about their tits.
Want to buy a 4-year-old bra?
And then she told us that she's going away in 3 weeks' time. She's leaving. Yeah. Oh, look! Who's in the chat room?
Oh, hello, Samo!
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That'll be good.
this woman's leaving in 3 weeks' time, so you could order a bra off her and never get one. Stop a minute. Then she's telling me about her bra.
Stop.
And I've been wearing this for 4 years.
Yanki and the nitwit.
Oi!
Well, wait, is the nitwit and the Brit? Who knows? Time for you to decide. Go to the yankyandthebrit.com, vote for who is the Yankee and the Nit or the Nit and the Brit. It's time for you, the listeners, to decide. We're trying to do a scientific poll here, so, and I'm not talking about jacking your cock either. A scientific poll of is it the Nit and the Brit or the Yankee and the Nitwit? Go to Facebook.com or the yankyandthebrit.com and decide. That's all I gotta say about that. And I gotta pay. That's all I gotta say.
RTM Radio weather.
Good evening, Randy and Donna. Your country Saturday night RTM Radio 7-day weather forecast looks like this. Clear skies this evening, low at 57, winds light and variable. Tomorrow, sunny and clear, high of 85, low at 58. Monday, sunny and clear, high of 82, low at 59. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 10% chance of rain, high of 82, low at 63. Wednesday, a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms, high of 80, low at 66. Thursday, a 40% chance of rain and thunderstorms, high of 84, low at 60. And for Friday, mostly clear skies, 10% chance of rain, high of 72, low at 53. Currently outside the RTM Radio studios, the barometric pressure is at 29.89, winds from the south-southeast at 2, humidity 49%, and under clear skies at 74 degrees. From the 96.7 FM SouthNet 1 Weather Center in Daytona, I'm Samo. Now let's get back to some jumping country with Randy and Donna on RTM Radio Network.
Boy, and I got to tell you, what a beautiful day it turned out to be, too. Oh, my God, it was so nice to have a day, not to have to sit in here and work for a few minutes. We got a few things, but they can wait till Monday. But I went outside, and I was so overwhelmed with things to do, I didn't know what to do first, so I did about 10 things all at once and got nothing done.
So he got his dick out and started having a rub-a-dub-dub.
You mean a rub of the nub?
Yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous, man. Samo, you nailed that one. And if tomorrow's anything like that, I'm going to get a lot done tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. So anyways, let's see. Steve Hickman's going to be joining us here in about 20, 25 minutes or so, whatever the clock says over there. I think Larry's been getting quiet over there in the wall. I'm going to have to put a new pacemaker in him, I guess. Haven't heard him ding in a while. We went to Walmart today in Denison for a change. Get sick of going to the same place. I wouldn't even go to any of them. I wish they weren't around, but, you know, that shit's cheap. So is the stuff you buy, but that's not the point. Anyways, this moron parks across 2 parking spaces, right? So there's like half a space. Well, he left just enough room I could get in between the lines in the space. I backed right in beside this dickhead and blocked his door. There was no way he was getting in it. He couldn't even get to the door. Left about 6 inches between my truck and his car. So we went in and did our thing, and we come out, and I get ready to leave. I start to back out of the space, and I drive across the parking lot, and all of a sudden I go over to the fuel island and get some fuel, and I find this note under my windshield wiper. And this note says, there's 3 little pieces of paper here. I guess you can't write small enough to get it on one piece of paper, but it says, Jesus love you, not loves you, Jesus love you, and I'm trying too. What you did shows your stupidity, you know. And had the guy been around, I would have said, you know what? I think it's Jesus that's stupid because he doesn't know how to park between the lines. You know, I'm the guy that does it right, and I'm the one that gets the note in my windshield.
we took a picture. The bloke, Randy's parked in the parking space, and this bloke is parked like halfway between two parking spaces, one of them being ours.
I did it on purpose because he's a jack-off, And when I got out of the truck, I thought, I ought to leave this guy a note if his car's there when I come back. Well, guess what? Who got the note? The bad guy. That was me. Unbelievable.
Got the note.
I swear to God, man, people are so friggin' lazy and retarded. It's crazy. No heat or air here either. You don't have any air conditioning? Oh, that would be getting fixed right away. That stinks. All right, Donna was talking about Steve Hickman's song Long Shot. Yes, very cool tune. This guy's got a lot of... And really, I wish there was something I could do to get this guy a record deal. Now, not with some big fancy place, but just somebody that would record him. If I had a recording studio, I'd have drove to his house and picked him up and brought him down here and said, sit down and record all this shit with a band and everything else. And I'd already have him. I'd be out begging people to play this guy's music because this shit is awesome.
Well, I think we still need to stick that decal on the back of the truck. You know, that red one over there? Like on the bottom of Steve Hickman's banner.
Real country music one?
Yeah, we should stick that on there. Steve Hickman, real country music.
Well,
stick
we're going
it on the back of the truck.
We're going to put something on that back window. I don't know what, but we got some other goofy stickers on there that we make for people, so we're going to put a good one on there.
Yes.
Anyway, Steve Hickman and Long Shot. 7:52 with the Yankee and the Brit. Steve Hickman. It's going to take us all.
And
boy, listen to that song.
I know.
I never really gave it much attention until now, and it's like, oh my God, dude.
He's the man. Steve is the man.
I'm telling seriously.
Don't say it too much because he'll have like a big head, and then his head will swell that much that he won't be able to get his head into the Yankee and the Brit show studios for his interview. You know what he's like.
I know what he's like. That's what we like about him.
And don't forget that you still have to play, in a bit, the Honky Tonk Badonky Donk by Steve Hickman.
I was looking at what Rod said. Gravity and Wannabe are good tunes. Gravity? I was confused what you mean by gravity.
Steve Hickman, Gravity.
Gravity?
Let's see.
Is there a song called Gravity?
If I can spell.
I don't think there is a song called Gravity.
There you go.
Where the hell did that come from?
Up your arse on the second shelf.
Well, I'm going to have to go downstairs and look.
Third on the right.
All right, then. Okay. All right, but that's a badass tune, man. I'm going to be jamming that one a little more, I think. Anyways, we got time for a couple more. In fact, you know what? I'm getting to the one I've been waiting to play because that's the one that does it for me.
We've already played it about 4 times today already, but we'll play it again.
I know. It's like we go on the road, we have that song. Like, that's the only one on the stick right now. So we plug it into the jukebox and away we go. I sang it twice today, and I think I tore my throat out, but trying to do Steve's voice. But it's so cool.
Yes, the Badonky Donk Steve. Look at him in the chat room. No, not the Badonky.
No, not the Badonka Donk.
Yes, it's going to be played
That's
tonight.
Donna's song.
That
But in the meantime, I am planning on playing my favorite one, Steve Hickman and the Southern Nights, with the Yankee and the Brit. Then we'll see if we can get him on the phone. Oh, yes, sir. That makes me want to go outside and enjoy the woods and a fire and just go out and take in nature.
Steve Hickman, you are not getting out of the Honky Tonk Badonkadonk song. No way. That is my special song. You sang that for me, and it will be forever in my heart.
And then, now,
still my beating heart.
We're going to play that right now.
Yes.
And then, Steve, when this song's just about halfway done, give us a call.
This here's by request of my good friend Donna Bradley of the Yankee and Brit show. She was like,
Steve-O, could you play Honky Tonk Badonka-Donk by Trace Adkins?
And I'm like, not really my bag, dawg, but I'm going to play it for you because I love you and Randy. And I know I can still do this song somewhat. Here we go. Hustler shooting 8-ball, throwing darts at the wall, feeling damn near 10 feet tall. Here she comes, Lord help us all. OTW's girlfriend done slapped him at his chair. Poor old boy, it ain't his fault. So hard not to stare at that honky-tonk, but donky-donk. Keeping perfect rhythm made you wanna swing along. Got it going on like Donkey Kong. Ooh-wee, shut my mouth, slap your grandma. There ought to be a law, get the sheriff on the phone. Lord of mercy, had donk-a-donk. Now, honey, you can't blame her for what her mama gave her. You ain't gotta hate her for working that money maker. Band shut down at 2. We're staying here to 3. Hate to see her go. Love to watch her leave with that honky-tonk. But donk-a-donk. Keeping perfect rhythm make you wanna swing along. Got it going on like Donkey Kong. And ooh, shut my mouth, slap your grandma. There ought to be a law. Get the sheriff on the phone. Lord of mercy, how'd she even get them britches on with that honky-tonk? But donk-a-donk. Now we don't care about the drinking, barely listen to the band. Our hands start shaking when she gets the urge to dance. Driving everybody crazy, think you fell in love. Boys, keep your distance, you can look but you can't touch. That honky-tonk, but donk-a-donk. Keeping perfect rhythm make you wanna swing along. Got it going on like Donkey Kong. Ooh-wee, shut my mouth, slap your grandma. Ought to be a law, get the sheriff on the phone. Lord of mercy, how'd she even get them britches on with that honky-tonk? But donk-a-donk. All right, now there you go. I'm donk out. Have a great day, and talk to you later.
That's
He's
all right.
the donkey donked out, Steve Hickman.
Well, hello, Pumpkin.
Hello.
There he is.
How we doing?
That's my boy right there.
We are mighty fine.
Damn right.
You should have been on the line about an hour ago when we was on the phone to that lady. You could have put on your
I
best
heard it.
girly voice.
I was cracking up. You guys killing me with that. She tried to sell you a 4-year-old bra, I take it? Is that what you said?
I have no idea.
Like gravy stains and stuff on it? That's gross, man.
And you know when she was...
I don't care who you are.
Yeah, but she was like, this fits me just fine, and I've been wearing it for 4 years. And they're like, you know how you just can't, you know, she starts talking about a bra, so you can't help but look at her chest, and then you're like, oh.
Now, was this at a truck stop or something?
And an IHOP.
That was an IHOP in Denison.
IHOP. Oh, yeah. That's the Walmart of restaurants.
Yeah, she's a waitress. That's the sad part about it. It's a damn waitress trying to sell us a dirty, filthy bra.
Oh, God. Man, I don't know how I would have behaved on that one.
Reminisce me with the strangers of the past that have eaten at my table. My chest is full of crumbs and bacon bits.
I just know you guys are just egging to get at them.
Is there a joke in there with the egging?
I don't know. It wasn't intentional. I speak in parables.
I like Samo's idea. The way to remember formulas, sing them. I've done that with a lot of different things, too. You know, I put them in a little rhythm, and it's a whole lot easier. They make sense to me.
Come on, then. How do you make one up, then, husband?
Oh, I
Come on,
don't
give
know.
us an
So-
example.
so
Talk to Steve.
Is
It's his
Samo
show.
an electrician?
Samo, Samo does everything.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's the IT guy.
Heck yeah.
He's got it all going on. So what's going on, man? Let's talk about Steve Hickman.
Yeah, because if we've got nothing better to talk about on a Saturday night.
Oh, man. You picked the most boring guy in town to talk about.
I know we did.
We'll fix that.
I've just been real busy, guys. I've been getting together with a band. That's a big development. We've had about 5 practices now, and really cool guys, and we're gelling right, and the sound's coming together. And I'm still out here looking for some local indie people that do some fiddle playing or maybe some steel guitar or dobro or something to bring a little more dimension to it. But, man, it's coming along good. You guys are going to die when you hear it.
Are there people in the North that know how to do that?
Man, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping there's some wayward Southerners down here that need, to feel home and just come jump right in.
There ain't too many up there in the Hoosier State, is there?
No, we've got a few, man, and believe it or not, the Hoosier State does have a fiddle club and a steel players club and everything, and that's really where you got to go look these days.
So how did you get yourself in this band then? Did you woo them with your honky tonk badonky donk rendition?
No, I don't think it was the badonky donk that got him.
I bet you cooked them some chicky, didn't you?
Well, we had a lot of, it took a lot of feeding them and stuff. I had to make them some hick sticky fried chicky and chicken scratch gravy and all the goodies too. But actually, Cliff was an old friend of mine that I worked with, and he had been kind of keeping up with my Facebook stuff and reached out to me, and he plays bass, and he knew Gary J, which is my drummer, and wow, you talk about a really cool a group of them, and they reached out and just said, hey, you want to take this thing to the next level and let's jam? And absolutely, I've been waiting to find some people that wanted to do, Southern rock country anyway, and just finally found them, and it's an old friend from the past, so very cool.
Is that what you kind of label yourself, Southern rockish?
I would say somewhere between Southern rock and just classic outlaw country. I mean, I don't even like to put a label on it because I have such a broad love of country music. I want to play it all, you know what I mean? And I think the only thing I really dove off into too much was bluegrass, but of course, Indy isn't huge on bluegrass, and growing up here, whether it was against my will or not, we didn't have that kind of influence heavy here, except for Little Nashville in Indiana. That was a hot spot there for Hoosiers to find good country music and bluegrass. And the Little Nashville Opry that was once down there burnt down not too long ago, so it's changed the demographic quite a bit because you just can't get that down there like you used to. So that's one of my dreams, if I can ever break this thing loose, is to help them rebuild that and get country music prevalent in Nashville, Indiana, once again. That would be an awesome accomplishment, even more than making it somewhere with my own career. That would be more satisfying still, even yet. So.
Well, when you get on the stage for the first time in front of a large crowd, I want to be up there singing Southern Nights with you.
Well, heck yeah. I'm going to have to make sure it's in Texas. Texas is doing it right, Randy. Hell of musicians right now. Some great music, man. Wow.
Well, come on down here and let's get involved, man. What the hell are you doing up there in the
Yeah, and
north?
I can throw my underwear at you on your stage.
And that new dirty bra.
And that, yes, my new 4-year-old bra.
Oh, no, I've got a 2-year-old limit, man. We ain't doing 4 years.
Oh, come on. I turned it inside out after the first 2 years.
Just shake it off once in a while and strap her back on, huh?
Yeah, and you know the rule. If it sticks at the wall, then you just turn it inside out. And then next time you throw it at the wall, if it doesn't stick, wear it again. That's the law.
Take the old paint scraper and scratch the bacon crumbs off, and you're good to go.
Yes, sir. Hey, Samo in the chat room says that he worked as a commercial electrician for 10 years and the past 5 years IT work and a musician audio engineer since 1972. You guys should do a tune together. That would be like the coolest ever.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's awesome, Samo. Yeah, the electrical trade's something I'm real proud that I dove off into finally. I spent, I'm almost 40. And I'd say I spent 25 years wondering what the hell I'm going to do with myself. And music always wasn't prevalent in my life as far as early on it was. And then I took a long break from it and I had to work and met my wife. And I was trying to stay afloat when I met her. And then we kind of moved in together and we had our first kid. And it kind of changed everything in that sense. And it wasn't until recently I've started getting back into my music and stuff. But, man, it's just been one thing right after another. That you know what I mean. It's a crazy ordeal.
What was it like when you met the milkman for the first time? That go over all right?
No, I didn't allow him back around no more. He kind of a pushy feller, if you know what I mean.
Well, if he's going to be cranking out pretty girls like that daughter of yours, you ought to call him back over for a couple more.
Did he leave his cream on the doorstep?
Yeah, I'm blessed with some beautiful kids, man. It's every bit worth it, you know. It's a struggle raising kids and trying to teach them manners and keep them acting right, especially in today's society. But, man, I wouldn't take it back for nothing. I love them all. They're good kids.
Yeah, I don't envy you a bit in today's age trying to, keep kids on the narrow.
Bring up zombies.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's crazy.
So what's the next plan? Are you working on another EP, or what's up with all that music? I mean,
Well, I got to get this EP out to people, and my biggest issue been there is just getting this labeling and stuff done. And I guess there's coding and stuff for the iTunes that need to be handled, and I'm trying to get the money together to do that stuff. And I'm hoping that soon I'm going to start putting out a kind of underground acoustic CD and help raise funds to put the EP out, and hopefully to get into some new projects soon. So I had a really great investor and my brother-in-law when I got into this first round, and he really helped make my music pop and get out there a little bit with that EP. And Hick Stick Holler wouldn't have happened without him, Joe Ferguson. I appreciate what he did to help me get that thing done. So future projects, it's kind of up in the air. I've got a lot of material. I've got almost 80 originals and a bunch of them that I'd like to cut. But until I can see the path, man, I don't know how I'm going to get about it yet.
Oh, I think it'll all come in due time. It's, I'm one of those it happens when it's meant to be kind of people.
Me too, Randy, and I think it will in time. It'll come, and even if it doesn't, man, I'm having the time of my life just putting out good music, and hearing the responses from people when they listen to it is even more rewarding than money, I think, sometimes.
Have you got a musical family?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it grows, it seems, daily. There's Keith Sampson's one of them. He's one of my brothers, man. We're getting ready to party in the cornfield.
Yay! I can't wait for that.
We're gonna get on with that. And Keith is awesome, man. He keeps the heart of country in it, and I think that's what draws me near to Keith is he keeps it real. And there's some others out there that I really love that I've grown to know over the last few years, and man, they're amazing people. So yeah, music family is huge, and it gets bigger and bigger. And we could put on one hell of a show with the guys I've met in the last 2 years.
How's the Facebook Live coming? Working out all right for you?
God, I love it, man, but I've been fighting pollen down here in Indiana. And with the seasons acting weird like they have been, I've been having all kinds of issues with that, so I've had a little extra rasp for the last 2 months, and I'm hoping that gives way soon. It's been like this last couple of years, but I go through that little month phase, and then boom, it's over with again. But yeah, the live show, besides that, kind of bugging me a little bit, has been awesome, man, and getting new fans and really good responses from it. And it helps me build my chops up a little bit. To be honest with you, I need to be playing live as much as I can anymore.
Well, if you're interested,
particularly,
what? I didn't even include you in this. I was thinking about it earlier. Would like to do a Skype live through the show here with you and have you play through Skype or something where it comes through nice and clear. I haven't quite figured out what yet, but because what I don't understand, I'm having issues with.
Are you talking about to get him on the show and play his
have
live
him play
music?
live and play through the show, so a lot more people can tune in too. But
yeah, that would be awesome. I'd do that.
I don't understand though. You guys, Mike Hall, Bobby Johnson, all these other guys. What are you doing to make your phone sound so good when you play live? Because, if you stop right now and you start playing through your phone, just sitting there, it sounds terrible. But I noticed on Facebook Live, you guys sound great. What is the trick?
Well, honestly, Bobby Johnson's got a niche for it, man. He's figured out between him and Brian James how to tie their phones in with their soundboards. And I believe they're playing direct into the phone somehow, and that's really cool. I mean, mine's simple, buddy. I got a Samsung phone, and I'm a heavy believer in Samsung's technology, even though they say they're spying on us. I don't know how much credit and weight I give all that or how much I really care, because I think when the end comes, what are you going to do? I ain't got nothing to hide. So
right.
At any rate, I feel like Samsung probably puts out one of the best microphones in a phone. It picks up on its own. I don't do anything special with it. I think I get better sound when I don't use a microphone and amp up. I think playing live and just straightforward acoustic, I get the best sound from.
Wouldn't it be best then, if that's the case, then Rand to just hook up, get his live video up on the phone and just bang it through speaker?
We'll have to experiment once, because when Billy Lord did it a couple weekends ago, it was terrible sounding. And with Josh.
Yeah, what is it? Is it real distorted sounding coming through the regular phone?
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't even want to broadcast that kind of thing because it sounds so bad. But there's nothing I can do about it on my end. I have to receive a good signal in
What's
order to send
coming
one
in.
out, you know?
Yeah, and there's nothing
Right.
you can do to stop Big Mouth over here from saying, "Hey, sing to us live." And then,
Yeah, as you can see what
Well, we
happens
don't
when
have
you
to
do
do that. I think it's something we need to work on, though, so that we can. I
Yeah,
think we can figure that out, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have more people come on and play live during the show, for a half hour, an hour, I don't care, but...
Randy, to be honest with you, it's something I've been thinking heavy on, is figuring out a way to patch all this together to make it work, and I know we can do it. It's just a matter of feeling it out a little bit. I'm sure we can bring quality sound to the show somehow and have people playing live.
Well, there's always Samo.
Absolutely. Samo could probably get that IT system rolling smooth for us.
Samu's the man.
That's the man, that's for sure. So now what is the big plan? You're working on getting this band together, so where does it go? Let's say you get all this together and it all starts working. Where do you go with it? After you cut your after you cut the next EP, then what? Are you thinking about getting out, and doing some live stuff out bars and clubs or something?
Yeah, well, we've got, as of right now, we've got a little gathering we're going to do a month from now with some other bands and kind of do our debut that way. And then we're going to start playing a few spots here local and indie. But we'll be trying in the near future to do some, just the states around us as much as possible that we can make weekend trips and play and do stuff like that. We might try to get down to Nashville and play a couple times. But really, I'm going to try to just push it locally. And with our live, we're going to try to tap in live and get the band on Hick Stick Live and do it that way, too. But we're also going to be working acoustic percussion sets, too, to where we're not full out live. We're going to try to keep it to where if we want to do an intimate show, we can do it that way. And if we want to rock out, we can just flat out rock out. So big plans on the horizon.
Rocking out with your cocks out.
Hell, I'll try to keep them up because that's kind of weird, man. It's like a sausage fest in there. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to do that.
Yes, you would.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, now the Mummies have done some stuff like that. The Mummies will rock out with their cock out and the cowbells and stuff. If you ain't checked them out, check him out, Donna.
Oh, I love the Mummies, man. We got a bunch of their tunes. Those guys kick ass.
Mummies get down, really.
Do you know who any of those guys are?
Coming in your pants song.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that it's a mix of a whole bunch of greats, but I haven't really dove off into finding out who all it was.
Yeah, I tried to find out, and at the time when they first were putting all that out, they weren't letting anything out about who they actually were, and I haven't gone back to check it. But yeah, that's what I was hearing was it was some very top-notch professional singers from a bunch of other groups and stuff that were doing it. But I'll tell you what, their sound is spot on, boy. They nail everything.
Yeah, they're grooving, man. It's definitely, when I first saw a video, I thought, what the hell am I watching? And the more you listen to it, it's addicting because, man, they get the horns involved and everything.
There's an innuendo in every single line.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, my favorite is Pants, of course. Coming in my pants, my shoes, my best shirt, baby. Man, I'm going to blow my wad on you. And he's talking about spending a lot of money on the chick, but that's not the way I hear it,
Right.
Now, on your, Southern Night and I Want to Be That Man, most of the songs that we've been playing, you did that in a studio?
Yeah, man. Dave Fowler, he's down in Nashville, and one of my dear friends, and he got found through my brother-in-law who invested in this project. And Dave's really remarkable, man. He's had ties in with country music for a long time, and him and the engineer really put a good project together there, man. They called in some top-notch session players for me, and man, just an amazing cast of players, and it was a fun time and something that I'll never forget. It was probably the most amazing experience as far as this music career that I've had so far.
Now, why haven't you gone back in a studio like that and done some more stuff? Is it money, or?
Well,
is it just,
I have. I've had 2 trips down there, and the second time was with Jerry Peters, and he's also in Nashville, and man, he's done some really good stuff in the gospel music and country music realm himself. So another really great one, and he's the one that recorded It's Gonna Take Us All, the one that you just played a little while ago. and he also recorded Farther. You played it as well. And then he did Mama's Song, and that's the song that I wrote the day my mom passed away. And that one is a kind of an interlude with Hallelujah. My mom loved, she's a very spiritual woman, and she loved that gospel song. So I put that in with kind of the melody and wrote my own verses to the song. But he did a dang good job on that, buddy, and he's really affordable and does great work. So that was with Talent Raiders and Joe Bennett that I did that through. And Joe Bennett's got a really good program going on for people of all kinds of talents and trying to get them out there too. So he had taken me on early when I came back and was trying to help me get out there, and he arranged the Jerry Peters sessions. So yeah, I've been down there a couple times, and I'm hoping we can get back again soon.
What was that one song you just mentioned about America?
It's Gonna Take Us All.
Yeah, okay, I think, how did I label that? That's what I was trying to find. It's Gonna Take Us All. Boy, I'll tell you what, man, what an amazing tune. I never really gave it much listen until tonight, and wow, does that thing hit home.
Well, brother, that thing came about with the whole racism thing that's been thrown around the last forever, and it's both parties. And, it takes all kinds of assholes in this world, man. It doesn't matter what color you paint one.
That's right.
And this country being in such a shambles, and we're being lied to, every day. And that song was I was affected by politics, let's put it that way. And the feeling that I got from what was going on over the last few years really bugging me, and I wrote that song from the feelings I had. And, I really put a lot of heart and soul into that thing because I wanted people to realize that until we all kind of jump on the same page at some point, we're going to keep being lied to, and our country's just going to go in the crapshoot.
Yeah, I don't like to get into that kind of thing on the show, but yeah, I
don't either. I don't either. No more politics.
I couldn't agree more though with the fact that the whole country's just going to shit. I think that's
and I don't claim either side, so I'm not arguing politics at all. I'm just saying that is how it affected me. Was screw the Republican Democratic thing and just come together. Damn it. You know?
Exactly. Who cares who you are? We're all supposed to be.
A good idea is a good idea, and a bad one's a bad one. Either side of the fence, you got to toss out the bullshit and keep the good.
That's right. Exactly. If we could just keep more good, we'd be doing something.
Yeah, and it's hard to decipher what that is anymore, I reckon, but come on, man.
Well, when's the next Facebook Live again? You going to do one tomorrow?
I'm considering it still, but I'm kind of back and forth, Randy, because I've got some other obligations going on during the day that I got to make sure I get covered, and I've got to throw in a little time to rest my vocals up some, man. I've been at it pretty heavy with band and doing the live shows and then doing practice. I mean, I'm always at it in some form or shape, and I'm trying to still be a good dad to my kids and husband to my wife, and just a lot of bases to cover, so I gotta find a place to rest now and again, so I may take a break tomorrow and go back to it Monday,
That's right. That's exactly what we try to practice when we can, Take a little break and screw your head back on straight.
Well, you have to now and again.
Well, I think that's...
Personally, Randy, I want to do it so bad for my fans, I would play 7 days a week for free if I could just get away with it, because I love music that much. And I love seeing people having a good time and enjoying what you're putting out there. So it's easy to want to just jump on and do an hour's worth of music whenever. And it's kind of where I've been lately, and I got to be careful because all I'm doing is just burning the folks up.
Well, you don't want to wear out your welcome either, too,
Right, exactly.
I think that's
plenty
where
of other guys out there jamming right now, man. It's like I want to catch some of those shows, too.
I think that's where Southern Nights touches a string with me, is the fact that, you need to get away once in a while and just relax, and being out in the woods and a bonfire and a little bit of music and some good friends and just kick back and forget the world for a little while. And I think that's where that song gets me the most, it's so friggin' relaxing, and it takes me back when I was younger, and my friends would put on, we'd barbecue pigs, dig a hole and barbecue a pig all weekend long,
yeah.
And you know how that goes. And I think that's where that song hits me the most. It's just something I miss and haven't been able to do for years.
That's the good stuff, buddy. That's what that is.
Absolutely. I think that's why I can
The
relate
stuff
to it.
that Grandma used to say, you want to eat them. She'd say, she's old Kentucky, and my grandma, she'd say, honey, you need to eat them biscuits and gravy and eat them all because they sticks to your ribs. You know, she'd give me the bin on it. So I think hearing that over in my mind just now again, that's what we need is that stuff that sticks to the ribs, man. It goes beyond food. You know, we fatten up with great things in life, man. We get too serious with other things, and I think sometimes, you know, it's like chains when you're here in the city working all week long, and all you can think about is, man, hitting the woods and taking in what God gives us, and that's where I want to be, man, every day. So Southern Night is my song, basically to liberate myself from this working life and hit the woods, and that's what I plan to do with my retirement one day, if I ever get there.
I think Grandma nailed it, too, you know, because if it ain't greasy and running down your sleeve, it ain't no good.
Oh, yeah, she give me hell, buddy.
Way off the mark.
all my kinfolk in West Virginia, they're the same way. I remember going down there as a kid, you know, and it was the same thing. You best eat all that food, you know, and she'd make enough grub to feed an army, even though there was only like 6 of us there, but, you know. You had to eat that shit. Aunt June was going to give you a thrashing.
Randy, I lived down in her basement for a while, believe that. And, you know, she would cook breakfast and open the door at the top of the basement.
Oh, that ain't even fair.
Oh, it ain't fair. And that smell of that bacon would come creeping down the steps, and then biscuits and gravy and sausage and all that good stuff. And it's like you'd almost float all the way across the room and up the stairs, you know.
The smell
you
of that,
help yourself.
and the smell of the gas stove and the coffee perking on the... Oh, come on.
Brother, you nailed it right there. That's what it was like at her house.
Donna's always after me because I have all these. I'm so wrapped up in memories of, you know, happy days being younger and high school and things like that. And that's it right there. You know, the smell of family. I mean, Jesus, criminy, come on, you can't beat that shit.
I still smell that today if I want to. I can take my mind back to that place and smell that same smell.
I'm with you.
And she was one of a kind, so what she put out there had its own perfect scent to it in my book, you know.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Biscuits cooking, nothing better than the smell of biscuits. Just right at the edge of getting burnt, but brown enough to be good.
Just that mix of all of it. Like you said, that black coffee, that's how she drank hers, too. We both just drank it black. I still drink it the same way today. I don't want no sugar or cream. I want the old river mud, and that's how I like it.
That's why Grandma had more hair on her head than Grandpa did.
Probably. Granddaddy was bald.
See? Yeah, my great-grandpa, I can't quite remember. He always wore a hat. But he was a blacksmith. I remember going down that dirty old shop too. You know, there's some other memories there too. Smelling that coal fire burning and a little bit of that coal smoke and red hot
steel. That sweat on your brow.
Yeah. And Grandpa swinging that big hammer and smashing down some steel and stuff. That shit was cool as hell as a kid.
Buddy, that's some badass learning right there. That's the kind of stuff that is getting forgotten because people just ain't really doing it as much anymore. We were out on vacation in Alabama and we went over there. I can't remember the name of the fort now, man. I feel like a dunce. I'm sorry. But at any rate, we were on that fort out there, and we walked around the place, and it was pretty dead, you know. I mean, it's a cool place to look at. But we get around over to the blacksmith area, and he's in there working. And it's an old Army vet that works down there and still does that today. And he'll sit there and make some of the most awesome steel designs you've seen with just a hammer and an anvil and an oven, you know. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But those are good things, man. That's great stuff to be around as a youth.
Oh, absolutely.
And as a grown man, it's fun.
I think that's one reason I make so much stuff myself, too, is, you know, my dad was like that. Now, he was like that because of the Depression. He's a Depression-era child, so everything has to be reused and saved and reused again and keep it around because you might need it later. But, you know, we've always made things ourselves and built a lot of things, and I think I've taken it a little further than the rest of them. You know, I just if I need something and it's just way too expensive to buy, I'll make my own.
Me too, Randy. I've always been that kind. Yeah, I grew up, I just had Mom at home, you know, so I tried to do the best I could to help out with her, and sometimes I helped when I shouldn't have. I'd try to fix VCRs, TVs, whatever, you know, and there'd be times where I was victorious and it'd blow her mind, and then there'd be times where, man, I took something that was probably perfectly good and just turned it into shit in a matter of seconds. But it was a learning experience, and I learned that you shouldn't let the smoke out of nothing. If you see smoke come out of something, go on out back and dig a hole.
My brother's an electrician. He used to work down in the subways in New York, rewiring the lines and stuff, you know, playing with the heavy duty stuff. And he told me that one day. I about laughed myself stupid, but I was working on something here when I first put this place up. I called him. I said, "What do I do with this?" And blah, blah, blah. And he says, "Give it the smoke test. If it don't smoke, it'll work." I was like, "Okay, it works for me."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was an old engineer said that to me, not to let the smoke out of it. And I said, well, the way you guys design it, we usually don't realize it's screwed up until the smoke comes out of it.
That's about it, too, ain't it?
Oh, man, I've known a few really great engineers that's worked both sides of the fence. They've actually installed some of their ideas, you know, and those guys are on a different level, man. It's like having Nikola Tesla still alive and well. But then you've got some of them that have really great designs, but they don't think about what goes around their design, and it ends up a damn nightmare to install into a situation that didn't get enough thought.
And that's where the smoke comes from.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And fire. I think the worst thing I ever did as an electrician was about blowed my hand off one morning. And I didn't have the proper insulated wrench that I needed. And I'll tell you, that ain't a job you want to be too confident at. And I think at that point I got too confident. And I was tightening something up and I think it was a 1200 amp panel or a CT cabinet, and tightened the water bond down and slipped. The wrench went into free spin on me. And, man, I just touched that just right, and I had a ton of electric tape on it. But let me tell you, that don't hold up to sharp metal. And as soon as you get an arc on a system that big, you're in big trouble. So I definitely feel like Mama was watching over me that morning, Randy, because when it arced, buddy, it threw hot metal at me, burned holes in my shirt, and it welded the socket wrench completely solid. You couldn't turn it anymore.
Gee.
And if there wouldn't have been the electric tape on it, I'd have had a lot worse than a chunk of skin missing out of my hand. You know what I mean? So
I do, man. I've had my share of getting bit a few times.
Oh, yeah, this was the worst one, and I'll tell you, that made a man mature real damn quick.
It's those times when you're in a hurry and you say, I just don't have time to turn it off.
Well, I swear the Lord and Savior himself came out of that arc flash and told me to wise up a little bit.
That's not. I don't care to speak to him directly.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that, man. From a distance is all right.
Yeah, he has a lot to say when he gets down there and gets in your face.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to retire in the hills, man. At least until time to go. Don't take me yet.
About the only electric you have to worry about living up there on the mountaintop is a good strike of lightning.
That's right, buddy, and I'll tell you what, I ever get up in the mountains, I'll find a spot near a stream, and I'll have me some hydropower out there.
Oh, I'm coming to live with you.
We'll get us a paddle wheel going, just enough for some lights, and that's about all we need.
I'd thought about, when I moved down here to Texas, but after I was here a little while, I'd always wanted to go back to West Virginia, but two things kept me from going back there because I love it so much, was the snow and the cold and the fact that, I'd have to start from scratch. Otherwise, that's probably where I'd be because I'd so much rather be in the woods than
and Randy said, how did you feel about living in the mountains? And I don't know why I just imagined, Randy living on the top of a mountain with a big long beard because he's not had a shave in about 20 years and a Fred Flintstone outfit and... he comes and
holy shit, they think they found Bigfoot.
Yeah, and he comes and clogs me on the head. Hey, Bobby, me Ken, bend over, bitch.
Oh, my Lord.
Welcome to Texas, Donna.
I had asked her that when I first met her. I said, what do you think about living in the woods? You all right with that kind of lifestyle and all that? When she was getting ready to come over here. And,
Yeehaw.
Like she said, she thought, it was like caveman style. No electric, no water, no bathroom. I was like, come on, it ain't that bad.
Me caveman. You Bobby.
Oh, the woman's got wild ideas.
Well, that's what a city girl would think, you know. I'm a city girl. You know, I'm not used to all this.
I fixed that shit, though, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
So what else you got to add? Anything you need to add? I guess we'll let you go here because we got some more of your tunes to play and don't want to keep you all night.
Well, awesome, man. I've had a good time chatting with you guys, man. We'll get this thing figured out, and we'll do some of those live shows. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's
You know, you got a lot of people that would love to do that with you, man.
Well, all they need to do is let us know, and we'll get after it.
Right.
We don't like to push ourselves, you know, on
yes,
anybody.
You do.
Oh, shut up. We don't like to push
I like
ourselves
to
on anybody.
push for you because you guys are great, man. And I do want to add one more thing that I appreciate.
Oh, go on. I'm dying to hear.
You just hold on and listen. Hold on to your little British hat. I just want to say thank you to you two for putting yourself out there for independent artists and helping us with marketing things. And, you know, you do a lot, and you deserve some credit for that. And you know old Steve-O loves you. And I just can't say enough about you. You guys are a bright spot in the whole dark terrace out here. And keep up what you're doing, Yanki and Brit. We love you.
Well, thank you. We wish we had more people think like that. We've had a few nice little mentions in some of the guests that have been here, and that puts a little spark in your step, you know, getting a little mention like that people think enough of us to thank us for giving them a chance, you know, and we just love it, too. I mean, like you know, the great friend you're becoming with us, and your music is just beyond cool. And, you know, then that goes for everybody that's been on our show. We have not had one person on this show that we do not like or do not like their music. And that's, you know, everybody from Jacqueline Seymour with her EDM music, right on through Mike Hall and Bobby Johnson.
Right over to that plonker.
Yeah, man.
And Lance Stinson.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is I'm really proud as a collective of all these artists. And, you know, Mike Hall and Bobby Johnson, Wes Brown, Brian James, I mean, just Gary Reagan, all great people, and even beyond that circle that I just mentioned, Keith Sampson. Man, you got guys that really just have a heart for country music, and they're trying to still give it to the folks that want to hear it. And there's a lot of honor in that to me.
Well, that makes three of us, anyways.
Yes, sir, and you guys do a great service for them and for me, and that's what I'm saying. You deserve to be mentioned as much as possible because you're part of this, and we work together in my book, and you guys hold up your end damn well. I appreciate you.
Well, one of these days we'll have to have a phone call where we just sit and shoot the shit. One of these days I get a few extra minutes.
Yeah,
anytime, Randy, anytime. And one of these days I'm going to get back down to Texas. I've been down to Corpus Christi. I lived in Tyler, Texas for a little while when I was just a teenager. But, man, I really liked it down there. I'd love to get back down and then come through and see you guys.
Well, if I could ever get this little dream studio I've been dreaming about for the last couple of years finished, it would be nice. I'd beg you guys to come down here and jam in it, but who knows what's going to happen. But that's
this
one of my
guy will
dreams.
come down there and jam in it with an acoustic guitar and have a ball with it.
I do think there's a serious lack of Steve Hickman silly videos over the past 2 weeks. Don't you think, husband?
Oh,
huh?
You said a lack of them?
Lack of them, yes. We've not
Oh,
had
okay. Well,
a silly
I've got
Steve
I've got
video.
some new ones about to roll out.
Oh, yes.
You know, I can't help from being silly. It's in my blood. I'm a goofball born and raised. I have a serious side, but normally I try to keep it light and keep it goofy because life's too damn serious as it is.
Well, that's another thing that I wanted to mention, too, was, and I didn't get a chance to say it before, you know, while we were playing some of your tunes, is the fact that you're very down-to-earth and have a great sense of humor, too, you know, and I know you don't always catch some of the things I say, but you know, my sense of humor is a little more sarcastic than anything, but you know, the other side
Randy,
of you,
I get the things you say.
the other
you
side
crack
of
me
you
up,
is,
brother.
the other side of you is just as good as the musical side too, as far as, you know, as far as that goes. You being a person, I think it's great. You know, that you can laugh
Well,
and
thanks,
joke and
brother.
not be one of those snobby, you know, well, I'm just too good for the little people, blah blah blah. You know, because that's just,
No, I'm still just a little people, man. You know what I mean? I'm a humble dude, and my songs are for humble people and people that still believe in some good in the world. You know what I mean? And I talk about the dark side and the light side because they both exist in my world, and I know that down-to-earth people feel that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason, man.
Well, I understand how some artists can get like that, you know. I mean, you're pushed and you're shoved and you're pulled and you're turned and twisted to do what you need to do. They make you do things you don't want to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they run you ragged. And I can understand
I
getting
make
a
it
little
quite
attitude.
clear that I got no intention of changing. You know what I mean? Money tempts people to do some crazy things, and then you get into circles that don't want to work with you anymore. They want you to work with them and do everything they want to do, and it's tough to do that, man. My satisfaction is putting out things that I created that people are liking, and that is even better than money, Randy. It really is. I was born in dirt, and I'm going back to it in the end. Now, I'd sure be blessed if something came along eventually, but I'll just say this, that ain't what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for people to say, even in my end days, that was one independent artist that put it down and did it right. So I'm trying to stick to my guns and not let... That's what happens, though, is people get distracted with all the he saids and she saids and all the fingers that get pointed, and it ain't worth all that.
No.
You just cut all that out and play the music, and the rest will do itself.
The music speaks for itself, for sure.
Right.
Well, let me do it. I know we did this before with you when you were on the show,
Let's think of some other ones.
let's
then.
run through these 10 questions one time for those that weren't here last time you were on the show.
Well, I might have better answers this time.
All
Lots
right.
happened since then.
Number 1, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word is badonkadonk, just because of you, Brit.
Yay!
What is
And I mean that in the most sarcastic way, Randy.
I didn't even know what a badonkadonk was until I Googled it.
It's a big old juicy booty, I believe.
Yeah, big fat horse, just like mine. So, question number 2, Steve Hickman. Arses or legs or boobies?
Arse, legs, or boobies?
Yeah, which one?
I think the pins are probably more important.
Absolutely. I'm a leg man all the way, man. And
And you got to be able to kick the shit out of something, too, now and again,
Oh, yes,
Gotta be-
yes.
Well,
Got to be a tough girl.
I have to explain this real quick, why I'm a leg man, and I've tried to tell Donna this a million times. I think she gets it now. But, being born in 58, I've come up through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And if you remember the 60s, it was mini skirts and go-go boots. If you remember the 70s, it was mini skirts and shorty shorts and halter tops and midriffs and all
Now, I was born in 78, Randy. Now, when was the little balls on the socks a big deal?
little balls on the socks. Oh,
I
you're
think
talking
they called
Mexican.
them Bobby socks or something.
You're talking Mexican, man. That's the dingle balls hanging in the back window.
Oh, okay. See.
Bobby socks were before my time. I was born after that was all over with.
I don't know. I just remembered that silly stuff, man, from out the blue. You were talking about all the different things, and that hit me.
Well, with the leg thing, all the movies, all the actresses had legs and negligees and legs, and the dancers, Ed Sullivan
Still
Show,
ingrained
Red
in
Skelton.
your mind. The
It
Christmas
is.
story, the lamp with the leg. I mean, come on.
I grew up with all those legs, so that's where it came from, and I'm a leg man through and through. I just, and I can't help it. It's a very bad habit.
I'm an arse in jeans. Oh my gosh. Men in
Okay,
jeans.
okay, but in reality...
Baby! Shut up, you. I'm
Come on.
talking.
She's got her ass in jeans, and here
Arse
I
in
am.
jeans. Yeah, Randy's wearing a nice hot pair of jeans tonight.
I prefer brains over all of that, though, honestly.
Samo says, "Oh shit, Steve! I was a freshman in college in '78.
I know. Randy
I
was...
graduated in '76, so
Yeah.
I feel just as bad."
Randy graduated 3 years before I was even born. So, question number 3, Mr. Steve Hickman.
Hit me.
Sweet or savoury?
I think savory, man. I like some sweets, but I'm a savory fella.
And question number 4, over to Ram the Man.
What turned you on?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Mother Nature turns me on.
Yeah, baby. What turned you off?
Oh, city life.
What sound do you love?
Oh, man. There's all kinds of them, but I love to hear
The Brit.
a midnight train
Oh, baby, I'm all
blowing
about
through the
trains.
wind.
I'm a train man. Have you seen the train I'm building?
No, I haven't. You'll have to send me a picture, buddy.
I'll send you a link to my blog, and you can look at the whole thing. What sound do you hate?
Oh, what sound do I hate? An accordion.
You obviously haven't heard my farts. You would have said Donna's farts otherwise.
I was trying to be nice this round, Donna.
Next question. We asked this to Billy Lord, and I asked him on the spot the other week because I was bored of these stupid 10 questions. If you woke up with a vagina tomorrow, if you woke up as a woman tomorrow for 24 hours, what would be the first thing that you'd do?
Holy smoke. Beg for a refund.
That's the best answer yet.
Lord, I mean, I could. Now, listen, I grew up with mom and 3 sisters, and I love women, but good golly, take it back. I don't want a sore back from heavy boobs. I don't want to have to pay the crimson tab. I don't want to do none of that. And I honor women for what they have to go through and love them. But, Lord, I would be the biggest sissy girl you ever seen if I was a woman.
If I only had 24 hours, I'd be cashing in on that shit.
Tear me up there, Randy. Come on.
Well, I'll be waking up tomorrow with a vagina. I might just go get myself laid.
Well, you won't have to go far.
No.
What's your favorite curse word?
Oh, man. We did this one before, and I just say, listen, man, my mom was probably listening from heaven. I'm playing, man. I don't really have a favorite. I spread that shit out.
What profession other than yours, and you can either use electrician or musician, would you like to attempt?
Oh. Boy. I think maybe I would like to attempt being like a skydive instructor, but I have a feeling that the probationary period I probably wouldn't make it out of.
What profession would you not like to do?
Skydiving instructor.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like to be a male stripper.
Oh, I can relate.
You can keep
All
your
I would
hat
hear
on.
is about my chicken legs. You know, it'd always be, oh, look at the chicken leg guy.
Sticky fried chicky legs.
That's right. I just have to do the chicken dance up there and go home.
All right, one more and we'll get you out of here. If heaven exists, what do you want to hear God say when you get to the pearly gates?
Oh, man. You must be a cat because I gave you like 9 chances.
Well,
I don't know, man. I would say honestly, well done.
On your 10th trip, then.
Yeah. Well, you finally got it right, kid.
Took you all 9 lives, damn it, but here you are.
Right. Yep.
Hey, it's been a blast, man. Thanks a ton.
Enjoyed my time with you guys as usual, man. You guys stay safe and keep it loud.
Yeah, we're going to work on that, getting you on here live, let you do a whole concert on here.
I'll have a ball doing that, buddy. Absolutely.
All righty, we're going to move along, man. Thank you much. Stay tuned in. I'm sure everybody loves you as much as we do, and take care of yourself, and no shocking incidents through the rest of the week, all right?
We'll try. Thanks to everybody
Smokey.
listening and in the chat room. Appreciate y'all.
We'll
Talk
see you,
to
buddy.
later.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Steve Hickman in the great outdoors. Steve Hickman live with the Yankee and the Brit, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I think I like that one too.
There ain't
Steve
none-
Hickman.
There isn't any I don't like. He's got it all going on, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, look.
Awesome.
Jack Serber is in the chat room.
Oh, hello, Jack. How are you?
You just missed the great Hick Sticky Fried Chicky on the Yankee and the Brit show. That was a great interview. Lots of fun.
Always a good guy, man. Gotta love talking with him. Those memory
Yes.
things just kill me, too. All that talk about coffee brewing, the smell of the gas stove, even that, Grandpa's coal fire. Geez, you just can't beat that shit. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, let's do another Steve Hickman. We got one here, Without You, on the RTM Radio Network. Oh yes, sir.
Stevie.
Been featuring Steve Hickman's tunes here for the last half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Been great. Awesome
He's
stuff.
been babbling on for the past hour.
Well, one more here from Steve Hickman. This is live from just a few days ago on Facebook Live in Snake Farm. I don't think he even knows I snitched this one.
Snake Farm.
Yes, sir, Snake Farm and Steve Hickman live.
Let me
Right off of Facebook. Gotta love it, man. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, sir, very much, Steve Hickman. What a jolly old soul. Can't beat it, right?
He is.
I know
he
it.
Is.
Love that guy. Nice to make friends with good people like that. Let's see now what we got going on here. Jack's in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. That guy's got some great music, too. I think we'll throw one of those on now that he brings it up. Even though he didn't, I did by seeing his name, so there it is. What did I just say?
I have no idea, husband.
But while I go scrounge that up out of the dusty old pile over here, how about some new Willie Nelson? I woke up still not dead again today. Oh, that Willie. What a funny man. Gotta love it. RTM Radio Network on a Saturday night, 9:04. A country Saturday night with the Yankee and the Brit, of course. And we had our special guest, Steve, the Hick Stick Hickman here. Had some of that old sticky fried chicky with him. I knew that was coming out of that yap over there.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Here's some Southern living for you with our buddy Jack Serber, who's in the chat. Somewhere here. Texas original Southern music, Jack Serber. Boy, that's a great trucking tune right there. I could just see sitting back in the seat, hand resting on a stick, one on the wheel, and just trucking them through the nighttime, running through Dallas and out west and just all the cool places in Texas. Gotta love it, man. Thank you, sir. Great tune, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we've got a song coming up by Samo.
Red Stripe Mike and Samo.
And Gravy. Yeah, Samo's like an uncle to us. And, you know, ever since we've known him, he's been a good friend to us. So we just absolutely adore Samo. And we're going to get that Pussy song on in a minute by Samo and Donna very soon.
Well, I was picking my guitar
At the local bar,
was starting on my fourth set.
I knew it was time to eat.
Time we go to Denny's.
You know it's time to eat.
Time to look at all them bitches
Running around in heat.
So I ordered up my favorite.
After I stole my seat.
Don't bother with the menu.
'Cause you know what I like to eat.
Give me biscuits and gravy. Side order of hash browns. Biscuits and gravy. Like coffee tastes like butter. Biscuits and gravy. Big order of them grits. Plenty of butter. So it won't taste like. So I called over my waitress.
I said, give me the bill.
'Cause I just finished eating.
And I'm feeling kind of ill.
And I strolled over to the cashier.
He said, how was your meal?
Well, I've got some indigestion, but I'll be back tomorrow night for some biscuits and gravy. Side order of hash brown. Biscuits and gravy, like coffee tastes like butter. Biscuits and gravy, big order of them grits. Plenty of butter, so it won't taste like. Give me biscuits and gravy, side order of hash browns. Everybody now. Biscuits and gravy, black coffee tastes like butter. Biscuits and gravy, big order of them grits. Plenty of butter, so it won't taste like shit. So give me biscuits and gravy all night long.
Uncle Samo and Red Stripe Mike. Uncle Samo. Is that what we're going to call him now, thanks to you? Not to be confused with Uncle Sam, of course. There you go. Biscuits and gravy. Red Stripe Mike and Samo with the Yankee
He's
and
the
the Brit.
guy that put the in
Samo
Samo Radio.
I know, and you sound so hot on some of his promos, man. That's badass. I loved it. First time I discovered you were doing that, I thought, that's cool as hell. How come ours don't sound that good?
I said to Samo in the chat room that it was probably 4 years ago since we did that song, and it was November 2003. 2013. November 2013.
Hey, well, we have your attention over here, too. 13th of May, which is what, next weekend, right? Yeah, next Saturday we have Zach Clifton coming on with us.
He's a young man.
It's a young little buck here. On the 20th, Paul Marcil. 27th of May, Bob Randall. The 3rd of June, Jordan Mogi. He's Irish, Scottish?
He's Irish.
Irish he is there. That's right. Jordan Mogi. That should be good, too. 10th of June.
Yes. Oh, and we listened to some of his music. You said I said he looks like David Tennant. And what did you say he looks like?
Yeah, I have to look again. I don't remember.
Oh, not Dean Martin. Shit.
I don't remember who I said. I didn't say Billy Cyrus because that was who Billy Lord looks like.
No, it was let's have a look here.
Did I say even? I don't remember. Well, anyways.
James Dean. You called him James
Oh, James Dean. Is that the guy? Yeah. He's got this James Dean look going on in one of these pictures. Like, oh, ladies, hang on.
Yeah, and he has got a lovely, lovely voice. He's got an amazing voice.
Yeah, and you never know he's Irish either by the way he sings. Sounds good,
he
man.
sings
This dude is
some
awesome.
good country music.
Yeah, you're going to love this.
You!
The 10th of June, Donna Joe is going to join us. Now, she's a great little Southern gal, funny little chick. 17th of June, Justin Walker. 24th of June, Rob Manns. And the 1st of July, Tammany Dove's going to be with us on the show. So that's going to be cool. So we got a pretty good lineup going on here. In the meantime, here's some... Woo, yeah! Boy, that's a powerful voice from such a little lady over there. Yankee and the Brit, country, Saturday night. Here's a tune that Donna did like, oh my God, how long ago was this?
Yeah, almost 4 years ago with Samo.
Yeah, this is...
And I had to
different.
and you guys out there that's listening, I had to get Randy over the webcam to tell me how to sing these words because of how you guys say your sentences over here compared to how Brits say their sentences.
I know, she had no clue at the time then, how to say it so it made sense to Americans, I mean, she could have done it in a British slang.
Like sitting and sitting. Things like that. I really struggled to get the words into the music.
But you did it. That was the main thing.
Yes.
My pussycat was scratching out on my back door. Scratched so long, poor pussy got sore, sore pussy. Sore pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was sitting on the front step. Sat so long, poor pussy got wet, wet pussy. Sore, wet pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was playing on the back lot. Played so long, poor pussy got hot, hot pussy. So wet, hot pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was rocking on the rocking chair. Rocked so long he lost his head, old pussy. So wet, hot, bold pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My neighbor and I out at the clothesline. I said to my neighbor, won't you look at my pussy. Sore, wet, hot, bold pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My neighbor stole my kitty, but did I see? I said to my neighbor, set my pussy free, free pussy. Sore, wet, hot, bold, free pussy. just a friendly little cat. Just a friendly little cat. Just a friendly little cat. Pussy, 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 kitty, 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 kitty. Ooh, pussy. Come to mama.
Meow.
Feel better now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh,
Samo.
boy. Haven't heard that in a long time.
No, I know.
Okay, now that that's over. Joshua Stanley was on the show. Was that him on the show with us last weekend, right?
Yes, that's right.
His song, Red Lights, just got released with a new video today? Yesterday. I don't remember which day it was.
Yesterday.
It was just very It's funny, Rod, that you mentioned Richard Lynch because I have one of his tunes lined up to play next. She's got me drinking again.
Yes, and we're arranging to have him on here. But like I said in the chat, we may be pre-recorded yet. I'm really not sure. It just depends on whether we can get a mutual time between us. Hopefully we can get him on live because there's nothing better than live and sticking you guys on the spot, as you know.
That's right. Semo was talking about we helped him transition from electrician to IT. We were on at 6 in the morning Central and 7 in Eastern time. So he listened to us instead of watching the Today Show. Anything is better than the Today Show. That's what I was talking about yesterday, was how ignorant it is. How many friggin' people do you need on in the morning to do the news? I mean, seriously. There's, 5 or 6 people on that stupid show? And they're all idiots. I can't stand one of them. I can't stand any of the morning shows anymore. I think they're all ridiculous. They're all so friggin' entertainment-wise, and they're not even funny. You get sick of hearing the same ignorant crap every day. And they talk over each other, and it's just noise and babbling on. And, that's not what I want in news. When somebody comes back and does news like it should be done, I'll tune into them. But, I'd rather read in the paper 2 days later about something than watch it on TV. I really would. I'd rather read it. I can read it, hear it, understand it, and make sense of it a lot easier than I can listen to these cackling hens going on about something they don't even know what they're talking about. But anyways, that's my part. Al Roker came from Syracuse, New York, and learned a lot about him living up there in the Finger Lakes. And he was a pretty cool dude at one time, but he's gotten just as bad as everybody else. I mean, and he's sucked into it like the rest of them, so... I can understand that. But, yeah, I used to like Al Roker back when I was younger. He was pretty cool. Loved him as a weatherman when he started out. Okay, just trying to catch up here a little bit. NB, see you later. Okay, so what did I miss? Richard Lynch has a new album coming out, Mending Fences. Cut and Paste is a good song. I haven't even had a chance to listen to any of that stuff yet. And like Donna said, we are... He had mentioned, I think Donna had mentioned, not this Donna, not my Donna, but his wife Donna had mentioned that, he'd be more than glad to come back on the show. So we just got to get it straightened out. But yeah, I'd like to have him come back.
And hopefully you got to listen to the last interview, Rod. And if you didn't, I do have the interview online if you do want to catch up on it. Because he's a good man, he's a really good man and he's a great musician.
They're good people. They're from Ohio. They're
person.
Farmers. You can't go wrong with people like that. I started out life working on a farm. My first job was across the street at Mr. Boyd's, and started baling hay. Then my brother came over there and worked, and worked farm life for, 6 or 7, 8 years. I can't remember how long it was after Mr. Boyd went over to Marison's farm in New Lyme, and they were a big operation over there. Slapped the hogs and chased the chickens and threw hay bales and threw up in the hay mow and there's all kinds of stuff. Used to love it working in the hay mow in the summertime. Mrs. Marison would make us these awesome lunches because we'd start at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And noon, like my dad is faithful about his lunch at noon, right?
Yes,
11:30, exactly on the dot, and then he's eating lunch.
Yes.
Well, the Marisons were like that too because it's a hard life. And
your dad, before we go any further, is the cutest man in the entire world.
I know he is.
Mr. B is just gorgeous.
Just because I complain doesn't mean I don't love him.
When we was out a few weeks ago, he was talking about this jacket that he has, and the zip came off while we was out, and he was talking about the jacket being over 30 years old, and he was all set to fix that zip.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was telling Steve.
He
fix anything.
He is just the cutest man in the world. And when sometimes you just see, you'll say something and you just see the fun. You'll see the fun in his eyes. It just makes him so cute.
So anyways, I worked on a farm way back when. We went to Haymow after eating lunch. Now for lunch, Mrs. Marison would make meatloaf, fresh corn off the cob because she'd go out and they grew corns. They grew sweet corn. She'd go out and get corn and pick peas in the garden. You know, you could see her out there doing that before lunch. She'd be out there picking all this stuff. And she'd have it all ready when we came in at noon, man, and milk. I went into the parlor and I would get a scoop of fresh milk right out of the friggin' cow. And nice and cold, and guzzle that shit down, and then go into Haymow where it's about 100 and some degrees and throw hay bales around. And about 15 minutes later, it'd be like, because all that milk would curdle up in that hot stomach. And oh my God, did I pay the price. But I did it every day because I love that food. Those are some damn good people back then.
I'd say you're a glutton for punishment. I would be sick.
But what a way to be punished, man. Fresh milk right out of the cow, nice and cold. You can't bitch about that shit. That's the way to be.
I have to talk about the cows around here. Aren't they just little beauties?
You love them Longhorns.
Oh, my gosh. You have no idea how lucky we are to live right where we are. Every single time we go out of this house, you see at least 20 cows, you know, wherever you happen to be driving.
They're mostly bull ranches around here.
Yes.
They're all breeders. There are some milk ranches around, but very few. Most are bulls.
And some of those Longhorns, I tell you what, they are just gorgeous. And I've been reading some of the information on some of the Texas Longhorn Facebook pages, and most of them say that these Texas Longhorns, they have not got a bad bone in their bodies. You know, they're just soft as shit. Sometimes they wave their horns around just to get rid of flies, and they can sometimes hurt someone or hurt another animal by doing it, but they do it completely by accident.
I think it's cool as hell when they reach back and scratch their back with one of them long horns.
Oh, they are just so beautiful. And the little babies. Oh.
Tip your head sideways and scratch your ass. I wish I could do that.
And I posted a picture of one the other day. I can't remember whether it had horns or whether it was just without horns. But I tell you what, it was just gorgeous. It's like it had little brown boots on. It just melted my heart. Every time we drive by,
wait till you got to eat them.
It melts my heart.
We could never have cattle. You'd just kill yourself if I said, "Hey, honey, guess what? Bessie's going to the butcher."
Well, you know, Charlotte, Charlotte's mum, she commented on one of my photos that I posted. Did you see it the other day?
No. Was she putting one in the freezer?
She mentioned about eating them. That's what it was.
Samo says he'd like to have some.
It had little horns, and Charlotte's mum had said, exactly, so how can people eat such a beauty? Now, to me, I always say, they don't come from the fields, they come from the supermarket. Yeah, beef comes from the supermarket. And but anyway, when you really, really think about it, you know, I says, well, they're put on this earth to feed man, Julie. Everything on this earth naturally was put here to make man survive. Animals, plants, bugs, weather, everything.
Listen to you getting all philosophical over there.
Is to, you know, to make people and animals survive.
Well, that's the way I see it, but
you know, you can't.
There's people that
Charlotte's
just don't
mum's,
get that.
You know, she's all about being a vegetarian. She hasn't always been a vegetarian, but she is now, and she's very, very, very anti-eating meat.
There's a lot of people just don't get that, you know, but I believe that. Everything's here for a purpose, no matter what it is, whether it's right or wrong, it's all here for a purpose. Samo said he wants some fresh garden veggies. Oh, there's nothing better than going out in the garden and eating some fresh green beans, snapping them in half, or
yes,
taking the peas, eating the pod and the peas, all of it. Oh, that shit.
Sometimes
is so
Randy's dad, the cutest man in the world.
Hey, you know, speaking of
Shut
that.
up!
No, that's not important.
I said.
He ate all those strawberries.
So.
Didn't even give us any.
Yeah,
ate them all.
I was just about to call him the cutest man in the world as well.
I stole one off his plate.
The uncutest man in the world. He will very often bring in some long green beans, and he'll just share them with us. And sometimes it's one or two pieces, but it is just so nice. And the other day we was putting a sign up, and where was we? In Athens. We was in Athens, Texas, and I'd never even seen dewberries before. But I actually got to try dewberries because the people whose land we put the sign on had loads of wild dewberries growing. So we got to try those, didn't we?
Yeah, they were pretty good. Now we found out we got some back here.
Yes.
I got to get out there and pick some more of those. Pretty good stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're blackberries, though, here, aren't they?
Same thing. They're all pretty much the same anyways. Just
Now,
a different name.
Let me tell you a fantastic childhood memory that I have.
All right, come on. I got to have a whiz, and I want to play this song.
Shut up!
You're talking too much.
Me and my brother, when we were younger, we used to go and pick blackberries to make jam. And we used to be climbing all over the place to get blackberries. And we would go home with bags and bags and bags of blackberries and buckets full. And we would be eating blackberry jam for about 2 years. But I just loved that memory. Me and John would go scrumping for apples and blackberries and different fruit we could find.
I used to love fresh apples off the tree, but I can't chew them anymore. They're too hard for me to bite with my teeth like they were.
I mean, this place we used to go looking for apples, it's now a big incinerator now. But me and John, we used to go climbing up trees for apples when we were kids. At this particular place, we just loved it.
And we're only going to get 1 peach off our tree this year, maybe 2. The damn frost bit the friggin' buds. But the pear tree, whoo, is that thing loaded with pears. I hope they get better than they did last year.
Laurie Schmidt in the Facebook chat, said,
Hi, Laurie.
What are dewberries? Well,
they're basically blackberries.
They look a lot like blackberries, but they are very, very small. And they taste a little bit different, but I would say that they are similar to blackberries, and they you know how sometimes the blackberry pips can get in between your teeth. You know, they're similar in that sense. They look very similar as well. You probably wouldn't even know the difference. It's just that the realtor that we was putting the signs up for, she was the one that told us. When I was a teenager, we used to have this spray. We used to have this shop called the Body Shop, and they used to do all these cool sprays. And I used to love this spray called Dewberry Body Spray. There you go.
Just search it online, type in dewberries, and it's D-E-W berries. They're common throughout most of the northern hemisphere, sometimes thought of as a nuisance weed, but the leaves can be used for a tea, and the berries are sweet and edible. They can be eaten raw or used to make cobbler, jam, or pie. Right around this time of year, March and April, the plants start to grow white flowers that develop into small green berries. The tiny green berries grow red and then a deep purple blue as they ripen. When the berries are ripe, they're tender and difficult to pick in any quantity without squashing them. Yes, they do. They are like that. They're not like a blackberry. When you touch them, they'll just and they'll disappear between your fingers if you're not careful. The plants do not have upright canes like some other rubus species, but have stems that trail along the ground, putting forth new roots along the length of the stem. The stems are covered with fine spines or stickers. Yes, you'll find that out too. The berries are sweet and, for many, less seedy than blackberries and worth the scratches and stains that come from picking them.
Yes, I would say so. I was trying to reach for some dewberries to take over to Randy, and yes, it's very worth it. They're so nice. And I was just about to tell you another little childhood memory. My little Irish grandma, Rosie O'Neill, used to go in her garden and would take the gooseberries from her gooseberry bush. Absolutely loved them. Sometimes they'd be a bit tangy and a little bit too sweet, but you know how I love my sour stuff.
That's like you.
What?
Sometimes tangy and a little too sweet at times, but that's all right. I'll manage.
Denver Franklin, you did miss Steve, but you will be able to catch it on replay, and I will also be breaking it down and putting it onto like a YouTube video or something, so it will be forever in the internet history.
Yeah, she'll have it out in a day or two here. Probably
Yes,
Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. She'll have the interview out for you guys to check out.
And I've just accepted your request to join the Yankee and the Brit page. Thank you.
Rod said, my neighboring woods has a great blackberry patch ready in 6 weeks or so. We planted a blackberry bush out here last year, and it shit the bed. You know what? I'm not going to plant anything else by that bell pole either, because no matter what I plant there, it dies.
Yeah, don't post.
And I don't know if the birds are shitting on it and killing them or what's going on, because everything I plant there, that friggin' clematis I just planted, died. Just that quick. 2 or 3 days it was gone.
2 or 3 days, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, you did miss the big plonker, Steve Hickman. You missed him, and his awesome music. You did miss him, and it was a good night. You know, he's a brilliant bloke, funny, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Love the guy. You serious?
Yes.
And Rod was talking about the blackberry patch. That's what we were talking about, the strawberries. Pop just covered them up with straw and left them all winter out there. And I don't know, a week or two ago, he was eating the strawberries off them. It's like, this is so cool, man, having strawberries this early in the year versus living in Ohio, where it's not till July or August or somewhere in there where you'd get strawberries. So it's, you know, I love gardening down here. You can actually have 2 gardens a year down here if you're lucky, or you work a little extra hard at it, keeping it covered up in the spring because the weather's right for it. It's just you got to watch the frost is the worst part. That's what happened to the peach tree. I covered it up. Every night they warned about frost. Well, guess who slipped and missed a night? That was the end of that. Went out in the morning and all the blossoms were burned off. Well, about 3 days later, 2 or 3 more popped out. So we did get, there's 2 or 3 peaches on the tree, but that's about it. So we missed them this year. The border pear tree is going to be awesome. Can't wait to get those things. I have a Bartlett, or what are those? I don't know, but we have a Bradford pear tree for decoration. It doesn't bear fruit. And then we have the regular fruit-bearing tree out front. So I can't wait to get a hold of those and see how they work out.
But Denver, when the show is ended, you will actually, if you give it like about 2 or 3 minutes after the show has ended, and then play it back from about an hour in. Steve was with us for about an hour.
Yeah, about 7:59.
Yeah, and it's so much fun, and his music, it was actually playing quite a bit of his music before he came on. So
all right, let me play the song. I got to go to the bathroom over here. There you go, the Watermelon Crawl. Yanki and Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Thanks for joining us on a wonderful country Saturday night, along with our special guest, Steve Hickman. Great music, great time. Thank you all for joining us. We love the hell out of each and every one of you.
That man is off his flipping rocker.
Tomorrow night's kind of a free-for-all. Come by with your request and hang out with us for a couple hours, and then we'll leave you alone for a week. Until then, you guys take care of yourselves and say goodnight, Donna.
Good night, Donna.
Yankee and the Brit's the place to be. Radio living is the life for me. Airwaves spreading out so far and wide. Keep your FM, just give me that internet side.
Online is where I'd rather stay. I've got a lot of music to play. I just adore a Yankee view. Darling, I love you, but give me a show to do.
The Chat.
The Brats.
On air.
That's fair.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, British life.
The Yankee and the Brit on air.